Every time you open up social media, you might hear people saying that AI and code-based video generation is going to replace manual video editing. A lot of creators are jumping on this AI bandwagon, claiming 100% automated channels with zero editing required. And as someone who spent hours editing inside DaVinci Resolve, I wanted to test this myself. Is code-based editing actually practical right now, or people are just hyping it up? Let's find out. Today, I'll show you step-by-step process of actually setting up Remotion, an open source engine that lets you write video animations using React and web code. And I'm also going to show you how to generate your code for free using Gemini. People are claiming that AI tools like Claude can do all the editing for you, but we're going to see, is this actually worth it? Because it will allow you to make the video for you, but actually, is it going to create the kind of video that you're looking for? Is it going to be good quality? This is what we're going to find out using the free versions of the AI tools that I mentioned. We're going to test these claims, export the result, and break that inside DaVinci Resolve. For this, we will be using VS Code and Node.js. First, we will open up Gemini. By the way, feel free to use Claude or ChatGPT if you want, but from what I've tested, in all the free version of these, code generation is almost the same. You can even ask Gemini to give you a step-by-step detailed process of setting up Remotion. But here's a quick preview. Open up command prompt, create a folder, and make sure you are inside that folder using command prompt. Then write npx create video at latest. It will give you a complete process to set up. Just go ahead with the installation and use these settings that I chose. And then npm install. Now, if you open up the folder in VS Code, you will see the complete Remotion project. Now type npm run dev in the command prompt to open up Remotion project in your browser where you can see a preview. Here you will notice we already have an animation done which comes by default when we download Remotion. In VS Code, you can scroll down and see this src folder, which is our main folder. In this, we have root.tsx. This is the most important file which will run our animations, as you can see in the case of hello world.tsx. Which is the animation we just saw in the browser. Next, we can go ahead and ask Gemini to generate a simple text animation code for us to use in this Remotion project. Here it says we have to create a new component. Just think of it as a new code file. Let's copy this name it gave us, or if you want, you can go ahead and choose any name if you want, but make sure the .tsx extension for the file is always there. Then we will make this new file in our src folder. Go back to VS Code and in src folder, add this new file, and here we can paste the code Gemini generated for us. Make sure to save your file in order for it to get updated in the browser. Now we need to register this in our root file. Copy this code it gave us and go to the root file and paste it and save. Now when you open up command prompt, you will see a new build. And when you go to the browser, you will see the preview of this new text animation. In order to export this file so we can use this as an mp3 or .mov, go back to your command prompt and first let's press Ctrl Z to stop this browser preview. And write this command npx remotion render src/index.tx myvideo out/video.mp4. In this we have this out/video.mp4, where out is simply the folder inside our project where the video will be located. And the mp4 is the extension. You can go ahead and change this to .mov if you want. And this is the ID of what's written inside root.tsx file. If you don't have it correctly written, it will give an error. So let's go to the root.tsx file and copy our ID from here and then rewrite it in its place. To locate this, you need to go to your file explorer, open up this exact folder where we exported our file. Now you can open up your editing software and import this video. But what if you want to use the text over another video or graphic? How can we do that since we have this solid background? Now, one workaround that I found is to tell Gemini to add a green screen in the background of your text, which you can then remove using the 3D keyer. Now you can use this over any clips that you have. One of the best use cases that I found for Remotion is to create lower thirds. You can simply tell Gemini to give you code based on what you want the text to be, while also keeping a green screen background, and then copy this code into a new file, or you can use the same file, that's up to you. But make sure you follow the same process I showed you to create a new file. And then using the same process of 3D here, add this in DaVinci Resolve over your videos. Let's try adding data visualization. Right now, I'm just going to ask Gemini to add any random data with two variables x and y. Otherwise, you can upload a file containing data or ask it to pull data from any source. You can now add this to DaVinci and remove the background and use this in your projects. This is also one of the best use cases for Remotion since it quickly gives us data visualization in the form of graphs that typically take a long time to make in DaVinci itself. So this way, we save a lot of time. But now here's where Remotion doesn't work. There's a potential use case for removing silent parts of your video using Remotion. But for me, I couldn't find any proper way. I tried removing silence from a video of mine, but this didn't work for me. Although there are other ways of doing it, but the process was so complicated that it still put more time into it. But you are welcome to explore. For me, it seems like automating manual editing using code is not that possible right now. But maybe if you're using the paid version of Cloud, let's say, you might be able to do so. But since I haven't tested it, I cannot be sure. Now let's test the claim that AI can replace complex motion graphics. Gemini will output functional React code, but motion graphics rely on human spatial feed, precise speed ramps, custom easing curves, and organic textures. Describing those subtle visual details in the text prompt gets frustrating fast. The animations end up looking stiff and mechanical. What takes only 2 minutes to do inside DaVinci Resolve's Fusion tab might end up taking 30 minutes of prompt tweaking if you're using code. Finally, let's test the 3D scene creation. I wanted a 3D rotating chess piece with a green screen background so I can just use that inside DaVinci Resolve for anything. When you give an AI text tool a flat photograph and ask it for code to make a 3D asset, it fits. The best code can do is flip the 2D image around like a piece of paper or generate basic mathematical 3D shape that looks like a silver blob. Code cannot guess what the background of a 2D photograph looks like. A flat picture doesn't contain 3D depth data. Remotion runs in a web browser. It can rotate 3D objects if you provide a 3D object file, but it cannot turn a flat 2D photograph into a 3D asset. This brings us to the verdict. Why are so many creators hyping up AI and Remotion as a editor replacement? It's the classical AI bandwagon effect. Showing a 5-second video clip where a text pops up and all of this done using code and AI makes for a great viral video. But this rarely tells you the reality of creating a high quality full length video. For example, let's say 10-minute video. Text AI models, whether you're using the free version or the paid version, are just language models. They don't have artistic judgment and they cannot feel the video pacing. And they certainly cannot replace an editor's eye for aesthetics. The takeaway isn't that Remotion or AI are useless. It's that we need to use them for what they're actually good at. Use AI to automate the boring technical prep, like lower thirds, data visualization, etc. Then you can drag those assets inside DaVinci Resolve for any other editing software that you use, and then you can have the full creative control what to do with it. Stop falling for the hype that AI is going to edit videos for you, especially if you're looking for quality edits, and start using it as a helper do. So this was it for this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments and I will see you in the next video.